Hey there, guys. Welcome back. And the story behind this one is that you don't always have to listen to what your coaches tell you in Football Manager or what your assistant manager tells you or whatever. One of the reasons why I like to play in hardcore mode, where we don't have the star ratings and we don't have the attributes and stuff on, is because I can sort of get away with not listening to what they tell me and instead playing the game kind of the way that I want to play it. Right. And I'll show you a good example of this. The example is right here. I say in the middle, close to the middle. Shi Jiayang is a young player. This kid is 16 years old, 192 centimeters, 72 kilograms, so he's pretty big. I mean, he's actually as heavy as me for a 16-year-old from Panjin, and he's much taller than me too. And there are things that I like about him, right? He's got a fairly professional personality, which I really like. He's playing fairly well, and he has the ability to improve in the future. He's consistent. He's got high bravery. Now, we know that bravery is one of those things in the game that you're just not going to be able to fix via training. That's a really, really good thing to have. He's committed to the cause. He's a good team player. Don't ask me what's going on over here. Anyway, whatever's going on, the thing's messing up. I don't care. He's a little bit slow, though, right, as we've kind of seen if you've been watching the matches, and he has a little bit of work to do on the first touch and stuff like that. I haven't seen so much of the competitive streak, but he has had a couple of yellow cards. Now, the thing that I want to point out is that the assistant manager thinks that this guy doesn't have the required ability or potential. I don't know what his star ratings say. Maybe it's 1 star, maybe it's half star. Maybe all of you are laughing at me if I give you this database and you look at it and you're like, oh, there's no way that this guy's going to be anything. But I like him. He's Chinese. He can play. He's done well so far. And in his matches so far, actually, he's played well. He's shown that he can play at this level. 6.8, 6.9, 6.8, 7.7 with 1 goal scored, 0.21 XG. Has a positive XG in all of these matches. And he's doing well to win headers. He's doing well to get shots on the way, mostly from corners. He's playing well. Right, I would look at this guy as a 16-year-old normally, assuming that I wasn't looking at that coach report at all. And I'd say, yeah, let's keep this guy in. Let's keep playing him, right? It looks like he's doing well. It looks like he's playing the way that he should. This guy might be able to stick with us for a little while. Now, when we look at these stats, he's playing below average as a defender. He's playing way below average in terms of whatever this is, defending defenders. I can't even read what any of this says. He's frequently wins the ball, and he's reliable in possession, which isn't too bad. He's got fewer passes, a little bit fewer, and his passes are somewhat accurate. He has had lots of headers because he's tall, but his heading is a little bit poor, right? All that's okay. I mean, he's 16 years old. We can still give him a chance. That's the reason why I say, I mean, the fact that Shi Jiayang is not like a player that we're kind of like wowed by, like this guy Yan Kun, you know, who everybody's like, oh, wow, this guy's amazing and he's an exciting young prospect and he's going to be Super League standard and stuff like that. It's all right. Maybe we don't need to have every player be super good. Maybe we can have some guys who maybe are not so good, you know, that we can also have on our squad. Anyway, the point behind this is, you know, don't always listen to what they say. And the same thing goes, by the way, for your scouting and your transfers and stuff like that. I mean, you know me, I'm always going to do a whole bunch of these totally like wacky transfers where, you know, we're going to go after guys who, you know, nobody thinks that we should buy. Every time I have a coach meeting, they tell me stuff like, oh, don't go after, I don't know, Yen Dawei, he's not good enough, or don't go after whoever else, they're not good enough. Frankly, I just don't care. I like the idea of having some of these guys. There are a lot of guys coming in. Most of them are really, really young. If they're not going to pan out, they're not going to pan out. Some of them have good stories, right? We have this guy coming in, Miguel Sandberg, who's Taiwanese-Swedish. This is a real player who's actually on the Taiwan national team, which most people in Taiwan don't fully realize is a thing, right? We're buying him in. We're getting him from Vestros in Sverige. And I don't remember what we paid for him. We paid a little bit for him or something like that. I can't remember how much it was. You know, B-, he's all right. He's probably not any better than anybody that we have in any of those positions. But he's 21. We stick him on the other, or 20 years old, stick him on the under 21s for a while if we have to. Or if we don't really want to, we just put him out for loan. We loan him off for a while, see what happens. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We're not out that much, right? We didn't even pay 1 million RMB for the guy. So we paid like 200,000 euro or something like that for him. Not a big deal, right? You don't have to pay too much attention to make sure that everybody's an A. If you see somebody who's like a good story or something that's interesting, just go for him, you know? I mean, you can do this for just about anybody out there. Anyway, so just something to sort of keep in mind. You know, you don't have to necessarily be like right on it with everything. You don't have to listen to what your assistants say or what your coaches say. If you like a guy, if he's playing well for you, Play him a little bit more often. See what happens. If he really screws it up for you a couple times, well, then he screwed it up a couple times, right? If he doesn't, though, and he plays well, then you'll feel good and you'll feel like you're smarter than the game and you'll have a much better save as a result. Anyway, hope you enjoy that. Talk to you later. Take care. Bye.